I love Spider-Man, and I love his shows, comics, games. I love everything Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero and one of my favorite characters in fiction in general. But out of all the shows I've watched, I have to say my favorite is Marvel's Spider-Man 2017. Now, a lot of people hate this show for a lot of different reasons, but I don't care. That's not what this video is about. This is like the only time we're really going to address it. And after that, we're not going to address any more of other people's opinions or hate about this show. Because this video is mainly me telling you guys why I like it. Believe it or not, it had actually technically been a different thing from the show that made me fall in love with it. Because before, as far as I know, before the first or a couple episodes were out in the main show, there was a thing called Spider-Man shorts of the same continuity where it went over Peter's origin. And when you jumped from those shorts into the show, it genuinely felt like a continued journey. Like it wasn't this big time skip between then and now, which was the first thing to make me love this series, because it really felt like we were starting from the beginning of Peter's journey as a superhero. Which was actually another thing I love about this show, was that it balanced Peter's two different lives and futures. One as a superhero and one as a normal person just trying to make the world better. It also had very cool and different new takes, not very super zany, or I don't even know if that's the right word, or new sort of takes, but different takes on famous Spider-Man villains like Vulture, the Jackal, which is also in the show, and he's usually not a very famous Spider-Man villain. It also has what is still my favorite version of the Black Suit and Venom, not just arcs, but also character designs too. Insomniac Spider-Man's 2 incarnations of the suit and Venom are absolutely amazing, and I'm not going to spoil it. I'm just going to say they're amazing, but I still like the show's incarnations of those things to this day. It also has what is still to this day currently my favorite incarnation of the goblins. This show has a ton of goblin characters, cyber goblins, electric goblins, and I forgot the other kind, but there's King Goblin, Hobgoblin, there's Dark Goblin. This show's got a lot of goblins, and I honestly absolutely love it. Something else I love was sort of the growth it had and the kind of show it turned into. Because something I love about a show is when it grows and turns into something a bit different than what it usually is, Like Ultimate Spider-Man, which I love. That show was just a little goofy show with some funny moments and action scenes, but then it turned into this big, actual plot-filled show with an end goal, a lot of lore, a lot of interesting characters and designs, and it just changed. And a good change, But back to this. This show also changed. Even before the Maximum Venom thing I just showed you guys, the show itself still kind of was starting to grow before this big arc. The world started getting bigger. We started diving deeper into other characters. Because believe me, this show had a lot of characters. It had Gwen, who became Spider-Gwen. It had Miles, who actually became Spidey. Same suit and powers, just a different name. Spy-D. And it also had, I forgot her name. Had to look it up. Her name's Anya. And she also became a superhero. It also had the Avengers, which brings me to something else I like. None of the characters, at least to me, felt super flushed out or pushed to the side to give spotlight to another character. Obviously, Peter's the main character. This is about Peter. The show's literally called Spider-Man. So obviously it's gonna be a bit more about him than others, except it does a good job of not only showing him, but how he affects other people and how other people affect him. It shows just how much Peter changes people and how Spider-Man changes people. Something else I liked was, per se, its difference. Because source material be damned, in my opinion. Y'all want source material, go read it, play it, watch it, whatever it is. Because I personally like when the source material is kind of used to make something different. Like, they look at the source material and they get an idea for something different and they bring that idea out. Like, they put the idea in the show, like Sandman's daughter, because it's not like, that's not an actual like super common thing. That was only a thing in like the Sam Raimi's Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3 movie, but this show brought that idea into this and changed it up a little, because they actually made Sandman's daughter, who's called, Sand Girl, the villain instead of him. Like, she's basically the Sandman, except, she's called Sand Girl. Because Flint Marko is technically still the Sandman, but honestly, I'm not going to spoil it for y'all. Just go watch that episode, because it's great. The show's great. I personally think y'all should watch it if you haven't. Moving away from that, something else this show did was it made Venom, who was kind of like, to me, he was kind of in the middle. I didn't hate him, but I didn't love him as much as I loved characters like Dr. Octopus, Electro, Shocker. But this show actually turned Venom into one of, if not my favorite Spider-Man villain, and one of my favorite villains in general. Because it both expanded on the idea of symbiotes, while at the same time focusing on the pure, like, how much of a villain Venom was, because he was a menace in this show. Like, no matter who his host was, because Venom actually had a lot of hosts. He had Flash, he had Eddie, he had Max of Horizon High. And something else I liked about it, like something that was really cool to me, was that Venom's design kept changing when he was changing hosts. I also loved these voices. Like, the voices for Peter and Venom are my favorite voices for Peter and Venom, like, in general. And chips right now. And that's the end of the video. That's why I love Spider-Man 2017. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. It helps me a lot. Have a blessed day. Peace.